shot. I loved the initial shot and like the scenery and the cinematography of it, and then to turn that into like a time lapse was so beautiful and so well done. Time lapses can be kind of tricky. You have to really be able to leave your camera wherever it is for a long period of time with like no disruptions whatsoever, so they did that really well. I also loved how the music kind of blended like a very traditional kind of choir sound with a more like almost techno beat to it that was like the consistent beat throughout the entire thing, even as the music changed. And I thought that marrying that with a time lapse was really interesting, because a time lapse in itself inherently to me is kind of like added juxtaposition, because the camera has to be so still to effectively pull off a time lapse, but then the whole point of that is illustrating how much everything else is moving even if you don't feel it. So that to me inherently has kind of like a contrast to it, and I thought that marrying that with the music was like a really interesting way of intersecting those two things together.
I thought this one was particularly original, and I think they did a great job with using the music and combining the special effects with the whole concept that makes a lovely film about soul. And it was very well done and portraying this peacefulness with the overall concept of the title. It is a very excellent work. I really enjoyed it.
Of really a pounding music video with a good match of visuals and animation and migration lines, transits, I guess you could call them, coordinating, corresponding with the music. Very ethereal look at space travel.
I thought this was an interesting piece. It's gorgeous. It's a really cool idea for like a music video. The sound is the music is very like, it's haunting and kind of it draws you in. It's very hypnotizing. The entire piece is very hypnotizing. It's like the time lapse of it all is like really well done. It's cool to see, how light travels across the sky and the stars and the patterns that are formed, and it's a really cool idea that I think I haven't seen before. So.
I really liked the title designs. I felt like it was blended real nicely with the opening intro. The second shot of the opening sequence, I felt like it matched the pace of the music, and I really enjoyed watching the rotoscoping and the effects. It looked really cool. And I also liked how it went along with the music. And also, I really enjoyed watching, just like looking at the color palettes with each shot. And it just really blended really nicely.
Is the busy light show version of meditation. You can kind of get lost in the light show. I like the effects over the background and the many repositioning moons and the chanting in the background too. This creation is definitely meant to be a stimulating audio-visual trip, and it definitely serves its purpose.
And this one is pretty cool. It just shows you what you can do with a lot of time lapse, and super long exposures. It's all just really interesting to watch, and I think the music kind of goes with it pretty well. It's definitely worth a few minutes to have a look.